If you think it's only Tom Cruise who can make grievous acts in real life, then I would say you are wrong on that. Because these men that you are going to see made more grievous acts than those of Tom Cruise or the popular James Bond without any protective element on them. But before we jump into number 1, be sure that you have subscribed and hit the bell icon to keep yourself informed with amazing videos. With that said, let's jump into our incredible list. Meet Julius Muatari from Kenya. Shortly after addressing residents from Meru in Kenya, the opposition leader Raila Odinga boarded his helicopter in readiness for his trip back home. But as dust gathered under the propellers, a surprise company emerged. Julius Muatari sat and touched himself on the landing skid. As the chopper gained more height, he remained attached on the helicopter landing skids. Interestingly, the man was seen waving, as if he enjoyed his ride. Not knowing the danger he was facing for him to be on the landing skids of the helicopter without any protective gear. No parachute or rope to tie himself on the landing skid, the gentleman resisted actions of leaving the skid. This gave shock to the people that saw him waving to them from the sky. Seeming the pilot of the helicopter never noticed at first that they had company on their helicopter. But after a while he noticed that someone was holding on to the skid and made an emergency landing at the football pitch. This enabled the pilot to lower the helicopter fast and the man jumped off without any injury. These act got him a new name tag, the James Bond of Meru. The man was later arrested and charged with attempted suicide. Meet Sala Wanjala from Kenya. After the public display of a body of the late rich businessman in Kenya, the body was put on the helicopter to be taken to the burial site. That's when a man known as Sala Wanjala made a risky, or what someone might call a foolish decision of hanging on the helicopter that was taking off without any protective equipment. This kind looks more real than the famous Tom Cruise acts of hanging onto a plane taking off. Or perhaps more related to that of James Bond. The pilot of the helicopter lifted the chopper more than 600 feet off the ground unknowing that he had unwelcomed cargo on his landing skids. Later, the pilot noticed that someone was trying to imitate James Bond. So he decided to make an emergency landing so that the man can get off. But guess what? The man refused to get off the landing skids. So the pilot had no decision rather than let the man face what he wanted. After the chopper had reached its intended place, that's when the famous James Bond of Bungoma got off the helicopter. Unlucky for him, he got some little injuries that made him be hospitalized for 2 days. Here is a comparison between James Bond and Tom Cruise with our real-life helicopter hangers men.